Hi, welcome to this beautiful day. This beautiful countryside. It's kind of bright out here though. Anyways, if you're wondering about how I started my spiritual journey, I thought that we could just tell a story. Because I love stories, you know? Anyways, here we go. It's way too bright out there. So, how did I start this spiritual journey? Many moons ago, in a land very far away, I lived in a trailer court. I was 6 years old. In this little place, there was some dirt roads around the trailer court. I had a little blue bike, and I would ride my blue bike on these little dirt roads. All the time, because I love to be outside, and I love to play on the dirt roads and do things. I rode on my little blue bike one day, and down the road, around the bend, there were a grove of trees. And in the grove of trees was a little creek. In the trailer court, I lived with my cousins who lived next door. And they had a trailer there too, many years ago, in a land far away. And we would take this little red flyer wagon and fill it up with tadpoles and watch tadpoles swim around. And that was one of the earliest memories that I remember. Well, one night, it was almost dusk, and I was riding my little blue bike, and I rode it down by the grove of trees, and I would ride it around, and then I could come around and go back home, and I would make this big circle. Well, I came upon the grove of trees, and in the grove of trees was a light. It was a round circle of light. If I knew then what I know now, I would have known that it was an orb. But at the time, I was 6 years old. So I didn't know that. All I remember is looking at the light thinking, I really didn't know what it was. I thought it was just a light through the trees, but it was different. So I stopped my little bike and I put up the kickstand and I went over to it and I looked through the grove of trees. And I remember standing there. I don't remember how long. And I remember the light getting a little bit bigger. And it got a little bit longer. And I was like, what is going on with this light? Why is it getting bigger and longer and a little brighter? Well, inside my mind, there was a voice. And she had a beautiful voice. And she said, what did she say? All I remember is this reassuring voice who told me that whatever happened in my life, wherever I went, whatever I did, that I was going to be okay. That I was going to live this life as I should live it. That the path that I follow, that I am on in my life, will be the path that I'm supposed to follow. And everything that happens in my life is supposed to happen. Whether it's good or bad or strange, it's all going to be lessons that I learned. And it really wasn't a voice as if someone was talking to me. It was a feeling. It was just an intention that came over me. But I do remember a voice, and it was beautiful, and it was kind of sing-song. But do I remember it as a human? I don't know. Or as an angel? I think so. Do I remember it as something that reassured me and made me feel safe and happy? Yes. I do remember the light as being quite bright and beautiful. And I do remember that it felt like a daydream. Because all of a sudden, I came to, and the light was gone. And I was just in front of this grove of trees. And I'm 6 years old. So I do remember putting it to memory and thinking to myself, that was different. That was strange. Not sure quite what it was. But I do remember thinking that something special had happened to me. Something had happened to me that eventually I will understand later in life. And I have. So everything that has happened to me in my life, good, bad, strange, different, I've always remembered that I am being watched over by a forces that are always there for me, that are always on my side, that I am never alone. And I take appreciation in that. And that I think that's why I enjoy the silence, and I enjoy loneliness, and I enjoy just sitting and thinking about things. I don't get bored. There's always something to do. There's always somewhere to go. There's always something to see and something to hear. There's always something to contemplate. There's nothing ever really to fear but fear itself. So I'm never really scared. I do have anxiety and I do worry about things a lot every day. But I work through that, and I know that I have friends. They're not all here, but I know I'm being watched over. When I was young, 6 years old, I asked why. We were moving from the trailer court that we were living at, and we're moving to a house. I was going to a school that was not teaching me to read or write. And we were moving on to a little bit better place. But I was still worried. Where were we going? And what are we doing? Because I was young. I was 6 years old. And I asked if I'm going to be okay. And if my parents were going to be okay. And what was going to happen to me. And where were we going? And I think that's why I got a message. I got an answer. I've had a few people ask me, why do you go on a spiritual journey? Where's my spiritual journey? Where am I supposed to go? How am I supposed to know what to do with my life? You see, I asked. And I'm a very patient person. And I wait for an answer. I don't expect an answer. And I don't judge the answer when it comes. Sometimes the answers aren't quite what you think they will be. Sometimes they are better. Sometimes there's more answers to come. I really hope you will like and subscribe to my channel. It'll help me out a lot. Start getting more subscribers and likes on my videos. Also, I'll be making a lot more videos on riding my horses and going to the farm, story times, meditations, just kind of getting all my stuff that I like to do on video. And for the most part, this is so someday my grandchildren's grandchildren can maybe watch this. I have hope for this future. I have hope for this life. Also, ask the universe, and just ask. Pretend that you have a friend up there that is listening to you. And we all have friends that have passed. We all have friends that have gone before us. And we all believe in something. So there's always someone to ask. There's always something that we can start talking to and saying what we really want and manifesting what we want to do for our life and what we want to do for our hopes and our dreams. So please just do that today. Do it a little bit every day. I hope that you are following my videos and watching my meditation videos, and I'll be bringing you more of those as time goes on. So until next time, thank you. And in the trailer house, the trailer court, to get started and start getting